All right, everyone, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. Today we have actually a different stream than other streams. I'm not even joking there. Finally, it's a little bit different, but not a whole lot. We're still gonna be playing Guilty Gear Strive. We're still gonna be doing Dizzy stuff, but for the majority of the stream, or for however long it takes, we'll be going over player matches. So not my matches, not Daiji's matches, not Balloonum's matches, your matches that that you've submitted to me on the Discord, and yeah, we'll be going over them, offering advice, hopefully helpful advice, and I'll do my best. I mean, we have I know we got Argalia there. How's it going, Argalia? Who is a Vanquisher Dizzy, but we have other Dizzies there that I'm going to we're gonna check out and do some match analysis and offer advice. I don't know how much advice I can give to Argalia since we're both Vanquisher. We're like the same ranked, but we can at least, you know, sit back, chill, and watch it and kind of brainstorm, you know. But yeah, the point of this kind of video or this stream is, I just want to knock this out of the park, in terms of giving helpful advice, because a lot of players ask a very common thing when they visit my stream as Dizzy players. They're like, "Hey, I'm a gold Dizzy. What do I need to improve?" Or "I'm platinum," or "I'm silver. What do I need to improve? How do I get better?" And as much as I like to give out concrete advice, I can't really do that without much evidence or much evidence, much footage. So today it is a stream to help those who've asked for it, and I can actually dedicate myself and give you guys some good attention, instead of just being like, you know, just enjoy the game. Try not to think about the losses too much. We're gonna be a little bit more concrete with our advice and less general. So we can just jump right into it. I do have things I want to kind of lab, and but we can do that after. But yeah, I got some really cool thing. Really cool thing I saw yesterday with Daiji's gameplay, and I'm like, I need to replicate that. But I'll show you guys that maybe a little bit later on the stream. But yeah, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Thank you guys so much for dropping in so early. So we got your FT Dub, Z1, Argalia. Of course, we got my mod Garange. Thanks so much for getting up this early. And Chacopod, how's it going? What's up? Michael Sutton, hope you're doing well. Wish I could submit to on Discord. I'm awful dizzy, can't break out of gold myself. Yeah, well, if you want, you can also comment in the YouTube comments. I'm not sure if those Discord links will show on YouTube, but you know what? I'm going to just copy and paste this link onto the YouTube description if you want to join the Discord. Just give me one sec here. And then all you need to do is refresh that page, and then the Discord link will be there. Give me one sec. Or you can just comment on the YouTube video or YouTube live video. But I'll make it easy for you too. Give me one moment. And you know what? I often don't know context or reference point, rather. If someone says they're silver, gold, platinum, diamond, or whatever, I actually don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I'll be honest with you. As soon as I was placed, after my placement matches, it just set me straight to diamond. So I don't know what the lower levels look like. I'm sorry. But today we will investigate. So I'll put the Discord link. There we go. All right. So if you refresh the YouTube page, as of now, the Discord link will be near the top of the description. So if you want to submit any footage or let me know what your R code is, then we can check it out. But yeah, we have some volunteers here that we're gonna investigate. We're gonna tear apart. No, we're gonna be really nice about this. We got some volunteers here. Inazumas, Argalia, Zornhut, and Hallen. And I'm not too sure where everybody but Argalia is sitting in the rankings. So this could be, they could all be Vanquisher. I'm not too sure, but roast them all. No, I promised I'd be nice. All right, so let's take a look at Inazumas, and then we'll write down notes and stuff too. Anything notable. But let's check them out. I'm gonna cry on stream. Be ready. Yo, FT Dub, that's Zornhut on Discord, hey? Is that you? Okay, let me write that down so people can put a name to the face, and then we can all laugh at you. I'm just joking. We're not gonna laugh at you. We're not mean. What's going on here? Why does this look funky? Hold on. Give me a sec here. The formatting is weird. There you go. Zornhut. Oh, I gotta make sure I write your name down properly. There you go. Now we know who you are. That was supposed to be a fake laugh, but it turned into a real laugh. Okay. Well, we'll start with Inazumas, and then we'll go from there. Just because we got an order. If this is a thing, if this is successful, I'll make this a thing. If you guys enjoy this sort of content, and if I'm having fun and everyone's having a good time, then we'll continue this. Okay, I think we should all be careful with the banter for the people who volunteer for the matches to be shown. Yeah. I'll make a let's do the disclaimer right now. Be nice. These are volunteers, and we may not see the cleanest of play, but that's okay. This is all everyone who submitted their names and who volunteered are, I commend them. I appreciate them for the willingness to be open and vulnerable. So just be kind to them. This is not going to be a roasting stream. This is going to be like a a helpful stream. Unless you want me to roast you and then have it, but we'll do it in good taste. And then we'll make sure we be like we say sorry after because we're Canadian. Yeah. So, but in general, the default is be nice and be open. We don't want to. We're not here to just discriminate and discriminate your iron play or whatever. Our Grasping for Gingers says, I hate to admit this, but not just into Strive, but all fighting games and Dark Souls PvP. My biggest con is that I can't agree with my when I'm only good when I can keep the neutral. The second I'm out of neutral, I fumble hard. That's a balance, eh? You gotta it's hard to know. I mean, if you I don't really know how to answer that in great detail, but in general, play what you like to play, enjoy what you like to enjoy, and if you don't like it, then don't play it. Hey, we only have a certain amount of time in our day. That is our time, and you want to spend it on stuff that will make you happy. Yeah. Keep insults for my turn. That's gonna be funny. All right. How do I do this? Okay, so we're gonna look at first of all izanimasu, and I have a code here. We have the IP address. No, we don't. Okay, I think we can just search. Is there a player search? There's gotta be a player search. LT, right? None of us won Evo yet. That is true. I mean, as far as we know anyway. All right, so I have a new keyboard. It fits really nicely on my desk. This thing right here. So let's just make sure it works. Oh, it's not working. There we go. So izanimasu, right? All right, so first, oh, hold up. That may not be their actual name on izanimasu. Try that again. Yo, Hero of Balkan, how's it going? I read that as Hero of Balkan. Alright. Again. Inazumasu. Sorry, my bad. Oopsies. Sorry, this is weird. New keyboard. I don't have like a table for it. Inazumasu. Okay, here we go. There we go. So let's make sure we go ahead and follow them. All right. So first of all, not to we need a point of reference. How do we know what level of Dizzy we're looking at? I guess we'll take a look at the ranked match record, just to kind of give us like a reference point where to start off with. Argalia Testament, your Twitch name is a lie. That's right. There should be Argalia Dizzy now. I really just need to practice aggressing more and I'm just being stubborn and kind of just adapt back to neutral rather than changing. Let's see here. So first of all, let's do a player profile analysis. Well, I guess I won't really tell you here, hey? This is my first time looking at this. Well, where does it say ranking? Maybe lobby matches? Let's see. Well, let's take a look here. If we look at the replay theater, it should at least sort it out by rank. Okay, so here we go. This is gold, right? This is gold 3. So, Inazumasu, did I spell your name right on the... Oh, yeah, there, I did. Up here, I did. Okay, here we go. I wonder if there's any matches we like to see first. Who's a good character to kind of get a reference point of overall skill level? you know, for example, playing against Axel, probably not a good idea. It's not a good reference point because Axel plays so different. But who's a balanced character? I guess Ram, maybe? No, Ram is maybe not. Okay, so anyway, let me just take a look at my notes here, see if Nazumas wants me to check out any particular matches. So they say that I'd be more than willing to leave you, have you review my matches. And that's all I got. Okay, so we'll avoid the zoners for now. Let's see who we got. So, and we'll avoid polarizing matchups too. Let me read some of you guys. Who do we want? Kai might be fair. I think Kai is fair. And plus, we've been looking at how to deal with Kai so often in the last 2 weeks. It's kind of sitting fresh in my mind. Let's do that. Let's find a... Let's filter this. Dizzy and then Kai. All right, here we go. Start with maybe this one right here for Ali. Is our code just a name, or do I need to pull something in game? I think you can just give me your name and I can look it up. I actually have never searched anyone out by our code before. All right, here we go. So first match, Inazuma's Dizzy versus Ali's Kai. Let's see how this goes. So many mirror matches, yeah. All right. Let's see this. We sort of know how to like deal with Kai on paper, but I still struggle with fighting him. All right, round start. Vape or stun dipper. Okay, I like that. Hold up, I gotta put it on my analyzing mind. So we're in the corner. Okay, yeah, I see some things that we might need to address already. Yeah, a lot of instant air dashing. I mean, at first, maybe I thought I would like that, but maybe we're seeing a little bit too much. Okay, but let's not hang on to that for now. But that's one of the glaring things right now. But we'll just keep watching here. Okay, yeah. So we gotta pay attention to what we're doing in neutral, and then what we do, I think, on knockdown. Okay. What do we have here? Oh boy. I don't know if I should be... I need a notepad right now. I'm making mental notes. Okay. You guys seeing, you're probably thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, but remember, be kind, be nice. And instant air dashing a whole bunch could just be a side effect of playing against this matchup. Maybe this is what we've seen and felt that was successful against this character. That's right. Okay. I think I'll do that, Garange. Yeah. We'll take out the tech for this one. The stream tech being I'm gonna watch this in full screen. And then we'll kind of scrub back to it on my YouTube so we can like rewind. But let me write down stuff for now to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking so far. So Izanumas, first of all, thank you so much for being vulnerable and letting us check out your play. I like the instant air dashing at first, but I think, and it worked, hey. But we should talk about that. So we'll talk about aerial game. And again, this is a small sample size, but we'll keep attention to what we do after freeze and what we do after hard knockdown. Okay. So these are things that I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to going forward in terms of your matches, and we'll talk about them in greater detail. All right, so that's the first match. Very, very good, successful, strong showing. Let's take a look at the next one. And again, I'm going to go onto full screen mode so I can scrub back to, rewind our footage here. So in case there's anything that we need to overly analyze. So match number 2. Inazumas, a gold 3 Dizzy versus a gold 2 Kai. Alright, let's check this out. Again, round starts, stun dipper. Okay, yeah. Little bit of a drop there in the combo. It's okay. Okay, yeah. Alright, what are we doing defense? Okay, Yo. Hold on. Thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. Really appreciate it. I like that. Keep it simple. Okay, we're getting the okay. A little stare down there. There's some things that I'm actually learning for myself in this. Okay. Oh yeah. I like the JD. Oh, P-fish, eh? Just to kind of cover that little airspace up there. Okay. What are you doing? Defense. I think I saw like the Kai do the starting animation of Dragon Install. Okay, I'll need to watch more matches, of course. I'll need to watch more matches. Malorx, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. Yeah, I saw the little DI try there. You know, I'm not happy with how the setup looks here, and I can't see a whole lot. So I'm just going to move this around here. There we go. I won't put my my face here, but let's bring up the chat. There we go. Just so that people who are just tuning in can see that it is a stream. All right, there we go. Oof, block string into super. I feel that. Yeah, they tried. Yeah. Okay. Let's check out other ones. So that was against Kai. I don't want to say anything off the bat now. Again, still a small sample size. Let's take a look at the more recent matches. All right, let's go with this. Let's see how they deal with. Oh, what the? Those aren't the filters I want. Rank match. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see how we deal with RAM. There we go. So Inazumas versus Smule. FTW says I haven't played ranked like at all. Just let me know what ranking you would be. All right, so let's see how we do against Ram. See if our neutral changes a whole lot. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay. So I see a lot of just a more neutral focused gameplay. It's like my vibe, you know, setting up projectiles, being content with like little hits, you know, which is good. You want to make sure that you're dominant in that regard. But I think the biggest thing for me when I'm watching this is making sure that we capitalize off of our hits. So like we'll get a good hit in. Maybe we'll get a freeze. But we're not doing too much with it. Which is, you know, it's actually a good thing, right? If we're winning just by being, you know, with projectiles and making it difficult for our opponent to do things in neutral, and we win in like 12, 13 different interactions, that's actually a good thing. Good starting point, because down the road we'll be winning with less interactions, but we'll still be winning. We'll still be getting those winning interactions, if you guys know what I mean. So let's check out the next one. But I would say if you're stuck in gold, and this is sort of like your win condition, like this is what you're going towards. This kind of gameplay, and again, it's not bad. I would say it's mostly going to be defeating players who are uneasy with the matchup, right? They don't know how to like deal with all these projectiles. So we're winning a lot of these interactions where we are, you know, our opponent is kind of running into a lot of these things, like that JD. Again, it's a good thing, you know. You want to do low risk, low reward things, but rising up in the ranking would require to be able to capitalize off these things, or mix up not only low reward, low risk, but put in some more high reward things in there. Yeah, that's sort of my feel for when I watch this. Ooh, we're winning though. My cat has some words too. All right, we should be able to block this, of course, right? Yeah. Blocking there is a good idea, because if you ground block that, you get stuck on the ground longer. Michael San says, all right, forgot my art code is Spinda. If there's time at the end, gold 3. Sounds good. Thank you so much. I think we can watch one more. I think we'll watch one more and make an assessment. Spinda, hey? 1, 3. All right. We'll take a look at one more. Maybe a match that a first to 3, basically, one that has 3. Who's a very neutral-esque character? You know what? Sure, Alphalt. Alphalt's actually a pretty tough matchup, in my opinion, against when I'm playing Dizzy anyway. All right. Here we go. I think 3 matches is good for me to make an assessment. Yeah, I'm already seeing I'm seeing a pattern which would in which we may be able to improve. Nice blocking. Look at that. I would have got hit for sure. Nice spike. Good blocking. Argalia says I'm also struggling a lot with Alpha. Alpha, I think it's maybe because the lack of defensive options that Dizzy has makes it really easy for Alpha to kind of run her game plan. Like, there's no threat of a DP from Dizzy. Right, and she can kind of run her high lows like this. I mean, there is a point where you can backdash, or you're sort of allowed to 6P. Yeah, if you don't have a DP, Alpha's a nightmare. Ice Fox, how's it going, man? What's up? She gets in and I'm made to block. I'm just like, how did I get here? Yeah. That's why for me, personally, at least I like to think that I should play like this. I don't always do it. I like the idea of saving burst, not for burst, but just deflect shield. Because I'm not losing because she's dealing so much damage. I'm losing because she gets in and gets an opportunity to do that high-low, right? Instead of using her burst to get out once, you can use your burst meter to get out twice with deflect shield, if the high-low thing is a problem. So that's like what I like to do. Did you mean to misspell coaching in the title? Probably not. How did I spell it? Did I say couching? If I did, then, you know, let's leave it. We're couching. Or did I just entirely spell it different? Alright, we'll leave it at couching. It was on purpose. How you doing, that one, Gardevoir? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for letting me know. We're couching today. Free couching. Alright, next match. Alright. So once again, Inazuma's Gold 3 Dizzy, looking to improve. What advice can we give? I'm saving a lot of my advice until the end, but I'm making a lot of mental notes here. Chill stream to watch on a couch. There you go. It's a lot less intimidating when I say couching. What does she say when she summons the fish? Koyuki? Alright, we could have killed her actually, but it's okay. I think in a higher level, like Diamond or Vanquisher, if you let these opportunities kind of go, your opponent would take advantage of it. I'm actually gonna write something down here. Give me a sec. Okay, here we go. I forget, did we win last game? We must have lost last game, eh? Yo, Gus, how's it going, man? What's up? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we must have lost, right? How do I check here? Show result. Yeah. Okay, and this is okay. I saw what happened there by accident. I spoiled it for myself and spoiled it for you guys too. Alright, final match. And then we'll give my thoughts. That was very cute. Although I do have words to say about the JPP stuff. Okay, nice. Alright, and that's a solid combo. Nothing number says you're doing VOD reviews. I should have posted mine. Yeah. I won't have time to do anyone else, I don't think. But we can, you know, if this is a successful thing, then I'll make it a thing. We'll do like VOD review Fridays or something like that. Match viewing, reviewing, analysis, and couching. Our galley says I had a silly realization watching this. What's up? What's up? Oh no! A little bit of combo dropping. That's okay. You know what I like to see? I like all these little hits, like JD and Fire Spear. But it'd be so much more worth it if there was Ice Field out, hey? I think that's one of the things I might just mention. Alright. Yeah, like... I think we have time to Ice Field. Alright, well done. Alright. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. First of all, let's talk about the good. You're winning. You're winning with all these little interactions. That's good. But listen, when you go higher, unfortunately, you need less interactions to rise up. So if you're struggling in Gold 3, and this is what it looks like, and you're winning in these matches, I haven't seen a loss yet, but I think we can. We don't need to. If we're gonna show somebody, we want to show them winning, feeling good. But I think we can capitalize off things a little bit better. So the aerial game, in my opinion, I think we're spending too much time in the air. Lots of instant air dashing. In instant air dashing, although we're getting it a lot, it's working, like instant air dashing JPP, you want to dial it back a little bit more, because it's one of these things where a stronger player will be looking out for it and they'll be entering it. So if you don't mind dialing that back a little bit, that might help you improve and get more games won. And like getting anti-air like this is like pretty devastating, right? Now, let me complete this. I'll read something here. So yeah, I would dial it back a little bit. Although I do like your choice of buttons, JPP instead of JS all the time, or JH, right? Because JH can get punished. They block high. Can JS get punished? Not really. Yo, Michael Sutton, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, for the future couch streams, you got it. Yeah. So FTW says JH fan here. You know what? I do JH a lot, but why JH when you got JS? I guess the answer is because J. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say JS probably with some crouch, but JS seems to be much safer. I JH all the time against Johnny, especially for some reason. But yeah. Anyway, a little bit of tangent. I'd say we're in the air a little bit too much. And if you're like losing a whole lot and you're like, man, what do I need to do to change? I'd say maybe dial it back a little bit. Although if you are playing this kind of aerial game, where you're doing JD and maybe you're anti-airing a lot with like little, like smaller, low risk. Oh, it's a little bug on me. Smaller, low risk, low reward things. It might not be a bad idea to just throw out an ice field. So ice field, and then JD. Okay, first of all, JD, what's it look like? I get hit with JD, and like that's it, right? In the air, I tech back. But if we have ice field out, and then we JD, let's see if I can set this up here. Right. Now you got a conversion, right? Ice, you can restand them up with ice field into ice spike, and then you can go in and do something, right? So I would say, and this is kind of hypocritical and ironic for me to say this, but we want to use ice field more in neutral, I think. I like that you're not using Wings of Light, even though today's National Wings Day, right? So no Wings of Light, that's good for now when you're at that level. So I didn't see a whole lot of liberal use of this, basically, right? So that's good. You want to be a little bit more like you want to be like, the only word that's coming up to my mind is be conservative. I'm trying to not trying to put political terms in this, but you know what I mean. You want to control restraint, even though this is a really cool move, especially when you're learning Dizzy. I think a lot of times people lean into this a little bit too hard in neutral when they want to learn, but you want to reserve that when you got a better idea of the flow of the match. So with that said about the ice field, I said, just pop them into your ice field with this ice field, JD, ice spike, and then you can ice field again. Genmu, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Right. Hope you're doing well. How's it going? If you are catching your opponent with ice field, let's address that real quick. What I noticed was that you were content with like just summoning stuff, and this seemed to be the winning game plan, which is good. Like we're actually winning with it, but I think we can do more with it. So I actually didn't see a whole lot in terms of hard knockdown pressure, but it might not be a bad idea to kind of get comfortable dashing in with something after you confirm the hit. Like I like to do this, for example, right? I set something up. But you can also like cash out with a combo. And there had been some matches where, at least I saw this one time, where we caught the opponent with the ice spike, and they could have died with just anything, like any run up and do a combo. So that is something that we kind of want to just start thinking about. So what do we do after freeze? Maybe actually I'd say try doing more with it. For example, dash up and deal damage, or go for bulky. Speaking of which, I didn't see a hard knockdown situation, so I wasn't able to assess what we did after like a 2K2D or like a throw. Maybe I saw some things that we did with a throw, but I feel like we were kind of lost in what we want to be doing. So if we don't know what we're doing after a throw or a common hard knockdown like a 2K2D, that might be something to put on your list of homework. What do I want to do? What are my go-to things to do with a knockdown like 2K2D? Doesn't have to be anything complicated. It could just be a fish, honestly. Fish, and then you do anything from there, right? Lock them down a little bit, give yourself some DP protection, And same with the throw. What are my go-to things from a throw? If you're kind of lost on what you want to do, I'd say start off with 2K2D fish or 2K2D fish if you can. And after a throw, just summon fish. Summon fish, dash up 2K or something like that. Summon fish, dash up 2K, and then go from there. I would just do that for now and work off that. And then start adding more onto it. But yeah, that's what those are my little pieces of advice. What we do after hard knockdown. Again, I didn't see anything that we did. I had a small sample size, but from what I saw, it looked like we're a little bit lost, and maybe we weren't. I could have just picked some bad matches, but if that's like a common pattern on all the other matches, I would say the next step to level up, if you want to go from gold 3 to, was it platinum, then we want to work on consistency in terms of what we do after a knockdown, a stable knockdown, a consistent knockdown. Have some basic okizeme to go to, I guess, basic setups. Like what are the Inazuma's common or B&B setups? We want to develop the Inazuma's B&B setups. Have some basic setups to go to. Can be basic, but can be, you can go to the same thing over and over. I think you don't have to make it too complicated. You don't want to do too much with it, otherwise it's too much to work on. But just something basic. It can be simply fish. But I think those are the main things. A little bit too much in the air. Maybe we'll do a little bit more with exit that. A little bit more with the freeze. And just add a little bit more on the hard knockdown okizeme. And I have a Discord if you want me to kind of share with you what I like to do. One more thing, actually, maybe in neutral, to complement what you're doing, I really like how you're getting these hits in, like these little hits, but we can do so much more with it. With Ice Field. In neutral, Ice Field. So don't change what you're doing, other than maybe the instant air dashing, but add Ice Field in there, and then you're gonna be like, you're gonna like triple your effectiveness. Ice Field out more often, if you can, to boost the effectiveness of JD and Fire Spear, aka Chestnut. All right. Anyway, so that's what I have. That's what I have. Yo, Sparkle Sniff, how's it going? Let me read some of this. Are we reviewing Dizzy gameplay or are you reviewing another character? Dizzy gameplay from friends and viewers. Once again, thank you so much for the generous $5 USD. Yo, that's like $1 million Canadian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see here. I don't play Dizzy. VOD is good content. Agree. I just saw the Atomic Valley improving okay, even just lows and mids. Yeah. What did Galia say about the Epiphany? A close range, counter Mikhail sword frame travel allows tumble comes in the corner. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I've been playing around with this. You know how I do air dash back JH a lot in the corner? If you pair it with the landing 2D, you can actually pick up from here. So, for example, throw in the corner, air dash back J. You know, there's this combo. You don't get a whole lot from it, but you get a lot from the sweep, right? Pretty cool, eh? Yeah. I'm like, why am I not doing this? Why I'm not doing it because I'm so stuck on wanting to do like safe block string pressure. So 2K into Fire Spear, for instance, it's safe on block. It's not just safe on block, but it's positive on block. But 2D into Mikhail Sword doesn't, like, it just ends right there. But you're still safe, right? 2D, Mikhail Sword, you're good. It's not super unsafe, right? Like what can the opponent do? So I'll just block it. If they IB it, then you're in trouble. Right? But it is -8. So just watch out for IBers. But honestly, like, why not do it if you have meter? Do it if you see that they block it, then you can like cancel into PRC and continue pressure. And if you hit them, you get a big combo. Try throwing. Yeah, the thing about this setup though, if you jump in with the 2D, it is meaty. So I even added an extra frame in the air here, right? So I tried to throw, I get hit. The only problem is that it doesn't avoid backdash, right? Backdash is the answer to beat this. But that doesn't mean you can't combine it with some fish pressure, right? Oh, that even combos too. So you know how I do this a whole lot, right? If they take the mix-up, they can't really backdash or block, backdash or throw this. Right. Might not be a bad idea to try. Anyway, let's take a look at Argalia's gameplay. So from Goal 3 to now Vanquisher. Can they 6P it? Good question. Marcus, how's it going? This? I mean... Yeah, I don't think you can 6P this. Because... Oh, you can, actually. You're safe, though. You're safe if they 6P it. But the answer to this is generally... jump throw them. But don't tell any of my opponents that. Alright, anyway. Let's take a look at Argalia's. So Argalia's footage is a little bit different because it's from YouTube. So I can just watch it up here. And it's like found footage from a tournament. So we can take a look at it. I don't know if I can offer a whole lot of advice because Argalia and I are same level, if not Argalia is better. But we can just check it out. Naga, whose names are on the list and who isn't? So right now we have Izanumas. So we just went over Izanumas, or Inazumas's gameplay. And then now we're going to check out Argalia. We got Zornhut, Halon, and Spinda. So we're going to go through it like that. Vanquisher. Couching is peak. You like the couching? Match analysis, review, and couching. All right, so let's take a look at this. Again, I'll do the same thing. I'm not gonna talk too much while we watch it. Maybe make some notes, and then we'll talk about it after. Arc World Tour Platinum event. Let's go. Okay.
That's how we should start.
All right. So we want to watch. Appreciate. Yeah. So also, if I greatly appreciate if the gameplay review was from this, but it's easier, appropriate to use and give replays is fine too. I lost second versus Kai and fourth. Oscar sets. I timestamped in the comments. Okay. So let me pull it up here. All right. Found footage. Let's go. Alright, timestamps, right? Regalia sets. Alright, Dizzy versus... Alright, that's the first one, right? Jabowski? Bracket give us, bracket take it, that's right. Are these the ones? This is it. This is Argalia? Alright, let me know if you need me to full screen this. All right, let's take a look. All right, guys, be nice. Argalia is very gracious and is allowing us to take a look at their matches for review. It is full screen. I can watch it like this, unless you want me to full screen it. Second and fourth sets. Okay, so I missed that. So do you want me to full screen it? Do you want me to full screen it, or is this fine? I mean, I can. Let's see. All right, let's full screen it. All right, here we go. The full screen experience. Round start, far slash. I'll be honest, Oscar, not my favorite matchup. I hardly know what's going on. I like that pickup though. Okay, what do we do with this? Nice. Oh, I do like that. Just chilling back, you know. Waiting for the burst. Okay, what do we do on the hard knockdown? Not doing a whole lot, just fully charged 6H. It's like go time right now with shields down, but that's okay. I think we can't kill with this, can we? Oh, I think we could have broke the wall, right? Or were we too far away? Ice spike into ice spike. Yeah. But here's my thing. What I'm thinking was maybe the first ice spike. Let's rewind it actually a little bit. The first ice spike may have touched the tip. Right? I think it won't reach because it probably hit like it probably hit the edge of the hitbox like right here, but then it'll shoot like Oscar back here. I actually think Ice Spike and Ice Spike wouldn't work, but I mean we can't really turn back time, can we? He was pressing. Had time for micro. Can you micro dash Ice Spike? Damn. All right, let's not overanalyze that because if we lose this, I'm sure our galley would feel awful. But I mean, we killed anyway, right? We killed anyway. It doesn't matter. We're good. I was meant to do a second. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Just a, you know, not really a critique at all when we were analyzing that. More of a, you know, just an analyzing moment. Again, this is Argalia, Vanquisher Dizzy versus Oscar de la Hoya. Here we go. I do like the 2P to 6H pressure. All right, let's international JH. Pick up? Can we pick up? I'm not sure. Instead of another ice field, could have dashed into course to go back slash. Whatever Argali was thinking, it didn't come out. It got an accidental input. That was interesting. Assault from Polina's VOD. Noise. Got the Solid Snake. Solid Snake treating you well. I'm going to rewind it just for a little bit, guys. Real quick here. How are we getting into the 2P a whole lot? This is the Argalia go-to pressure. I like it quite a bit. I like it a lot. Getting used to that is really good to how do you say, like it's really good pressure against characters with an like 11 frame reversal. Okay, what do we do here? Do it again? Oh. Nice! The call out on the throw. Okay, let's go. Once again, I struggle a lot with this Oscar. I like that. I don't know how much advice I can give you. I can't really give you much couching either, I don't think. I'm just fascinated by your gameplay. But let's see if there's anything that maybe we can offer. That was kind of risky. How comfortable are you against Asuka, by the way, Argalia? Like, do you play against a whole lot? All right. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay. Try looking out for the burst. Beauty. Love it. Oh! Uh-oh. Do we get him? I think we got him, right? No. Like, the only thing I can give advice is just, like, just nitpicking, right? And I'm sure you're kind of watching this and thinking the same thing. So don't consider this me, like, talking down this is advice, but we'll take a look at this again, and you're probably regretting it, because you know what you should have done. you know? So obviously, we could have killed her, but that's okay. This happens a lot. This happens a lot. We underestimate the damage. I think Argalia, if I'm putting myself into Argalia's shoes, I'm like, this is gonna kill for sure. But then shields just activated, right? Obviously, and again, I'm not saying this as like major critique. This is just like I would have done the same thing, and I'm sure a lot of other Dizzy players would have done the same thing. Obviously, the ice spike comes first, but with the amount of damage we're doing here, no shields, yeah. Mikhail's sword, why didn't that kill? But yeah, toxic streamer. It is things like that though. Not gonna lie, it is things like that. Unfortunately, because of the character we play, we have to try to minimize that as best we can, right? Any opportunity we give our opponent when you're piloting a low damage output character, or generally speaking, a low damage output character, generally speaking, a lower tier character, any little bit of inch, your opponent will take a mile, right? So we want to minimize that as best as possible. Like, that is just my harsh type of general advice. If I'm gonna give advice, I don't think I'm qualified to give advice at all, because you're playing at a higher level than I am. But yeah, it's something that I struggle with, and there's so many matches where I leave Potemkin with a pixel health, and I'm at full health with a burst, and I still die. I'm like, shit. I should have just squeezed out the little bit of optimal that optimal combo. But you know, it's a thing. Like, I think that just gets fixed over time. There you go. But Argalia, thank you so much for showing that dominant set against the Oscar. Actually, there's more. Hold up. Hold up. So Argalia says, it is things like that that can make a difference between winning and losing a game / set. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling too. And we're already winning, right? Micro optimizations are forced on this character. Yeah, exactly. I feel like if I'm not playing clean in ranked, and I'm not locked in, then I'm gonna lose, right? I have to lock in a certain percentage more than my opponent when they're playing a high damage output character, right? So like when I'm playing against a Potemkin, I feel like the Potemkin can just chill and relax, wait for me to make a mistake, and then kill me, basically. While if I'm playing Dizzy, I have to make sure my pitches are always in the strike zone, right? I can't afford to like pitch outside the strike zone. I need to make sure all my curveballs and sliders and fastballs are perfect, right? Otherwise they'll just home run against me. All right, so third match, instant air dash back JS. Is that a good thing against Asuka? Like, I wonder if that clears everything and also makes you safe from most things. I really like the pressure. 2P into heavy, or into 6H. After a throw, yeah. Do you think we're doing it too much, though? Nice grab. Oh, here we go. Nope. All right. But it's like, it's working, and it goes right into the solid snake fish behind. And the Asuka isn't doing a whole lot against it, right? They're actually getting hit a lot with it. So I mean, I would offer advice to the Oscar. I think when I think someone's going to jump, okay, it's a bad habit. Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna see it again. Air dash back JS. No, just far slash. That's good. I like how you're canceling into. Ooh, I like that. Let's go. I like how you're canceling into ice spike from the counter hit. By the way, are you OSing that or beauty? Look at that. Or are you just kind of hit confirming that? Or I guess in this case it's counter hit confirming. Nice. Stay safe. All right. Good match. Good match. Good one. Good one. You guys are seeing my playlist. So I normally would at this point write down sort of things to look at, things to think about. Again, this is a small sample size. Let's see what else. I guess what else can we do off a throw? Once again, very small sample size. I do like the 2P into 6H. But I think you're really solid. There's nothing much I can give you couching on. Advise. Alright, sounds good. Heroes of Balkan. Have a good day. So Argali says, I generally CH confirm at round start. Okay. I prefer the worst set in the Kai set. Okay, let's take a look at that. So I'm gonna guess that is Ivan. All right, here we go. I did not see this one. This Ivan. Yo, chap, how's it going? Good morning. All right. Give me a frame point of how good Ivan is. Is Ivan a vanquisher as well? All right, let's see. So this is Ivan versus Argalia. Argalia Testament / Dizzy. So round start, what do we do here? Far slash. Kind of a scary thing to do against Kai, I would say. And then Kai just does like his thing, right? In the corner. Nice, confirm. Oof. Excuse me. Man. Ivan as Vanquisher has achieved top 8 in Salty EU. Holy. Good punish on the Stun Dipper. Paluna special. I love it. Okay, yeah. Kind of a me thing. I just noticed actually that you did. I've been thinking about this a lot actually. I'll rewind it when I can. Let's see. We should also notice any kind of patterns that the Kai player is doing. Okay, now it's 1-1. Round start, what do we do? Air dash back JS 2S. How often do you think about doing nothing at round start, by the way? Maybe just like chill back. Oh, yeah, that's scary. Oh, I struggle with this matchup, so I feel you. I have a few things that I've noticed. Obviously, I need to get better at it, but a couple things that I've seen other players do that we're not doing. But let's pause it for just a moment. Read some of this. Something depends on the matchup. I need a lab and make sure, make more decisions on for sure regarding RS. Chap says I don't. I do a lot of crouch block at round start versus Kai personally, or even instant air dash JS. I might just do instant air dash JS. Now this is some old school VOD review. Record the screen with the camera. So let's read what Galia says. I'm not a fan of this matchup either, which is why I tried Testament first. Oh, you played Testament? I think I like Testament versus Kai better than Dizzy versus Kai, but I get it. Is that the first match? Or this must be the at least the second match, right? First of all, actually though, I want to just point something out here. I think it's from here, right? Get him in the corner. How did it end? Maybe it's on the second round. I mean, we won here, but this is something that I do a lot actually. So we cancel into Wings of Light from a confirm. And again, this is not like this is advice. You should listen to this. This is just something I noticed, and I'm thinking about this here too. So oftentimes we get Wings of Light. We might think we want to get a wall stick, but sometimes it's hard to get a wall stick here. But we get a hard knockdown like this with Wings of Light cooking. And then the combo drops if we just try going for it because a miscalculation. I wonder if it's even just worth setting up fish after this hard knockdown, especially since we spent the meter to Wings of Light. Just stuff that I'm thinking about too. If we have broken the wall and we just turned on Wings of Light after spending meter, Wings of Light timing would reset, right? You break the wall, it's not even like a hard knockdown, it's just a neutral wall break. Wings of Light resets. And the cook time, yeah, you don't have that cooking time, right? I think, and I do this a lot too, but this just got me thinking of, why don't we just set up a fish or set up something? Keep the wall, keep the corner. Wings of Light is halfway to pop anyway, right? And just play around with that a little bit. Again, that's kind of hard to think about when you're playing in a tournament. Hard to try out, but it's just something that I noticed and something that I want to try and do more of. Less advice, but more of like, maybe we should try this. One thing I see, if you're struggling with this matchup, as I am, and full screen Ice Spike Ice Field isn't working out as good, I've seen Daiji utilize K-Fish a lot to kind of cover this sort of situation, right? Fireball comes at you, the fireball will get absorbed by the fish, right? And he's stuck doing stunnage. You can probably even like microdash Ice Spike him, right? I mean, with that said, we had an opportunity to also deflect this stunnage. You can either deflect it or 6p it to kind of go through it. I'll pay more attention to the future matches against Kai and see if that becomes a pattern. That might be something to kind of work on if you're not already looking for that. Again, it's kind of dangerous. I didn't really say this before, but it is kind of dangerous to get into the idea that we must always deflect a stunnage. Because if we deflect a charge stunnage, he can like stun dipper you right after. Yeah. Again, this is I'm working on this matchup as I'm trying to work really hard against Kai in this matchup. I lose so much against Kai, but at the very least, what I can do is offer you what I've seen other successful players do. Okay, round start. All right. I think we're maybe doing, again, this small sample size. We might be doing too much at the beginning. Although we did hit the Kai. So you're doing something right here for sure. You hit him with a 2S. But I'll keep an eye on what the future round starts look like. Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah, there's the adjustment. You were probably noticing it before too. Like, I gotta deflect those. Beauty. Love it. Okay, so That advice is in general, not just for Gallia, but for me too. Deflect the stunnage. Okay, this is looking a lot better. This is looking much better. Okay, what do we do? Uh-oh! Oh no. We've seen that happen many times. Good up back into combo kill. That was great. Yeah, 2S again. The camera is going off screen. Here we go. Come on, camera. Ooh, yeah. Kind of scary. Oh, yeah, man. Good Kai players, they will always be ready to anti-air. How often do you do the downwards BRC thing? Like, if you're in the air, BRC down JK? I don't do it as often. I think I should do it more. I see that that's a good way to deal with like people who can anti-air very well. I see Paluna do it a lot, and I see Daiji do it a lot. Good throw. Nice being patient. I think you can afford to do the 2P stuff, but it's kind of scary in a tournament match, right? Dash up 2P 6H. Which, if anyone is wondering, yes, it is a safe jab. Okay. All right. So there's the 2 matches. Yeah. Let's see here. I only blabbed it. I've only just labbed. I really need to play this all the time. Yeah, me too. The air dash or BRC downwards. Chap says 5K I find is pretty consistent round start, non-committal, catches far slash, loses 2S though. Let me offer you guys something a little bit more safe if you're not already doing this. So let's get Kai here. And I'm gonna just write down a note. Just so I don't forget. Round start options. I guess versus Kai specifically, we're going to be talking about I want to say stuff like we got to use more. You got to use that ice field a little bit more. But we saw our Gallia very successfully use the ice field. I think we need to see more of that though, like more being aggressive with ice field when it's out. Dash and pressure with fire spear, like leading into fire spear, you do like button fire spear. But I think we want to see more fish. Maybe try the Daiji fish. I only call it the Daiji fish today because I seen Daiji, instead of doing ice spike ice field after like it'll be like right, instead of doing this ice spike ice field, I've noticed, at least in the few matches I've seen Daiji play, he would put out a K fish, right? I think the idea is, right, like it becomes like a little bit of a shield to stun edge. Although if you can do this, right? If you can set up ice field safely, like as they're getting up, do like a late media ice spike ice field, you can react to whether they do stun edge or charge stun edge or whatever. So yeah, let me show you guys something real quick. In case you're not already doing this, consider not doing anything on round start. I know that sounds like a meme, but you know, it's not a bad thing to do or try to as your opening hand. especially against overly aggressive players, right? So it's Kai players like to do round starts / right? And we're talking about like anti-Kai players. They don't always do this, but when you know, if they want to kind of autopilot, you'll see them do this, right? / Your buns usually don't beat this 2S. Will get beat by this 5K. 5K is okay. You know what? Why don't we walk back? Right? If we walk back, now we can whiff punish, right? Walk back, see that he does it, and then we can / and then McHale sword or something. This is often something that a lot of people just often forget, because when people, and again, this could, you probably think about this actually, right? But let this be advice for anyone else who may not. We often get locked into the idea of we must do something round start. This beats that. It's like a RPS thing. But if you add in the element of doing nothing, maybe walking back a little bit and watching and seeing, instead of it being like rock, paper, scissors, a triangle type of thing or whatever, this beats that, that beats this, it makes it like, oh, now I have access to lava in this RPS, right? It opens up a lot of doors. Of course, this is a lot harder to do online, especially when you play in a like your environment. This would require you to be to have like the best environment for reacting, like offline or very good online environment. Paquetique, how's it going? Thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it. K-Fish allows you to cover JS if you trail behind it. Do you think there's value in doing KS fish after a knockdown like that? Sometimes I wonder, in neutral, should I do a KH fish or KS fish or regular K fish? You know what I mean? I wonder. I don't know. Right? Like from here, right? I'm usually doing the KS fish to kind of travel faster. But what if you don't want it to travel a whole lot, right? I don't know, like some more travel time. I personally do P-fish a lot in full screen situations before I do Ice Pillar. It prevents air approaches, catches late fireball, and forces them to block while giving them momentum. I like P-fish too. I overutilize P-fish, I think. But yeah, no, thank you for sharing, Argalia. I don't know if I can offer too much in terms of couching, but it was fun to watch. And really what I can offer is probably very basic matchup stuff against Kai. And just nitpicking stuff like, oh, you could have done this, you would have won if you'd done this. But then that's not very helpful at all, hey? But if I'm going to, I'll be very brief on these notes here. If anything, if I were you, I noticed you've done this a little bit actually, where you notice that they have a burst, you notice they have meter for a DP, you go for a throw, you dash up, do a K fish or KH fish, and then you like walk back a little bit, right? Have you tried using the the fake Nagai jump? Like the point of the walk back, I get it, is to bait out the burst, bait out a lot of these ground defensive options or defensive options while being grounded. But if you want to add a little bit of that Nagai salt, salt and pepper, you can actually get the same effect if you jumped and held back. And if they're patient and they block the fish, you got that high low. You can do you can land and do a 2D in the corner into McHale sword, you know? It's worked a lot for me, but when I offer this, I also need to let you know that there's disadvantages of it too, which is you can get air thrown. What do I mean by this, by the way, if anyone is wondering? So I do this setup a lot. Like you can walk back, kind of bait out whatever burst DP. But sometimes just, you know, if you know that they're going to be patient, they're a patient player, right? And they're not ready for the jump. Because most players are not, right? They're like, oh, the fish is coming, I better stay grounded and block. You can now utilize this sort of mix-up here. Something to play around with. This is just me, my selfish advice. My selfish couching. Yeah, anyway. You don't have to do that, but it might actually make you lose matches. But yeah, I seen that you have a good go-to option for your throws. Just stick with it, I think, and then kind of work off that. I like the 2P into 6H. Round start options, we talked about that. Let's do less against Kai. Walk back. Punish. And then versus Kai, try the Daiji fish in neutral. I don't know. Sometimes sitting behind the fish and being out of range of his far slash, because he can poke right through the fish into your into Dizzy. Stay outside of that, McHale sword, and maybe you can catch him. Or yeah. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. All right, so that is Argalia, who is a Vanquisher Dizzy. We've looked at Inazumas, Argalia, and let's take a look at Zornhut now. What is Daiji fish exactly? Yeah, okay, sorry. I wasn't really explaining it very well, did I? I'm only calling it Daiji fish versus Kai right now because I've seen Daiji do this more than any other player against Kai. Which is like after a hard knockdown, or after a full screen knockdown, immediately place fish. And that could be from like that kind of knockdown too. And it's usually a K fish. And that seems to cover like the Hadouken, right? So a lot of times Kais like to just toss a stun edge, or maybe they won't because they see the fish, and then it allows you maybe to do other things too. Like even set up fish, then you can ice spike ice field, and then set up another fish or something like that. That's what I mean by the Daiji fish. So let's write that down. And i.e. neutral. Sorry. Well, maybe not in neutral, but after a soft knockdown, maybe not try / experiment. After a soft knockdown, a full screen soft knockdown. 7 K fish to cover potential stun edge. And kind of work with it. I've seen other, like, it's either going to be ice spike ice field or it's going to be fish. And as a fellow Kai player, sorry, as a fellow Dizzy who loses to Kai and struggles against that matchup, I've switched over to using the K fish after a full screen soft knockdown, and it's opened up a lot of different opportunities for me to work with, you know? I always thought I have to be locked in to just ice spike ice field. But then if the Kai player is really good at navigating that and you're not really good at anti-airing him as if he jumps up, you know, which is me, I'm underutilizing that strategy. So I've switched over to the K fish after full screen knockdown versus Kai, and it's been working out better for me. So if you're struggling with Kai, all I'm saying is, you know, try it out. It might work out for you, it might not, but it seems to be helping me anyway. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at other players. So Paquette says, I'm struggling in D3. Diablo 3? People are playing Diablo 4 now. How's it going, Paquette? I might need to send some VOD reviews at some point and see what you have to say. Yeah, for sure. Not today though. I'm working. Yeah, we have 3 more players. I may or may not be able to get through all of them. But we'll. I don't want to say I want to speed run through them. I want to kind of take my time and just kind of go through them thoughtfully. All right. So now we have Zorn Hut, and let me just pull up Zorn Hut's information. All right. So we have an ID, but I think I can just search by player. Let's just search by player. Yo, Realicious. How's it going? Can I ask a quick question about gameplay? Or no, go ahead. I can probably answer it in between. I don't think it'll be derailing. We'll search Zorn Hut. Zorn. Oopsies, Zeeb. This is a different keyboard I'm using. It's small. Zorb. Oh my goodness, Zorn Hut. No. Okay, so I think we gotta search by ID. Is that? Do we do that? Copy it. Okay, I'll just copy that. You're right. So you guys are gonna see my desktop for just a sec here. My game crash? I think it just crashed. Uh-oh. Give me a sec here. Oh, fatal game error. See that? Alright, well this gives me an opportunity to answer any questions here, so perfect. One sec here, my friends. Actually, you know what? Check out my desktop. I think I need more. Oh, you guys hardly saw it, but all right. So Paketic has a question. Could you give any tips to damage conversions? Why is this not working? There we go. I've got good mix-ups, but couldn't do something punishing instead of 2K2D S sword. Yeah. I mean, close if you can, close slash 2H would be your best routing. It depends whether it's a counter hit or non-counter hit situation. Excuse me. So a lot of players for counter hit situations do close slash crouching heavy slash, and then they do either a Ice Spike or Heavy McHale sword depending on their positioning on screen. But if you're unsure, always go for Ice Spike. But yeah, that's my tip. 2K2D McHale sword RC, not the best, of course, for punish. Oopsies. Let me copy that one more time. Hopefully. Zorn Hut. Is this just crashing my game? I think for some reason copy and pasting it just crashes my game for some reason. I don't know. It's the I'm pasting in a virus. That's funny. Yo, what's going on? Let's try that again. Yo, check out my desktop. Got Marvel and we got Strive. I think I need a new wallpaper. This is just the default. Crashing symbol and yeah. Should I change my name then? There's gotta be an easier way to find you. Alright. Cheers. What's your go-to after 2K2D? Do you go for S-Sword and play space plus neutral, or do you set up fish immediately? For me, my go-to is always set up fish, unless I can kill with S-Sword. That's a good question. I always set up with fish. Yeah, the Strive can't handle the smiley face. Yeah, maybe take out the smiley face and then we'll search your name. Yeah. Sounds good, Zornhut. I don't know why I would do that though. Would there be a match where you'd rather play the space? Good question. Yeah, I guess against Leo or Soul, but I guess it really also depends on the context of the match too. Like it's not always gonna be I want to give myself space against a Leo, or it's not always gonna be I want to set up fish against a Leo. And I say that because sometimes maybe using fish against Leo after 2K2D kind of makes me vulnerable to a DP, even though I'm trying to safe jump. Yeah. But definitely 2K2D Mikhail Sword if you're going to kill. If I got the massive life lead, like 100% life, I have burst, they don't, and they just need to get one good hit in and I kill them basically, I will do 2K2D Mikhail Sword and then set up Ice Spike Ice Field and set up the fish and projectiles. Kind of like make them walk into it. Yeah. But not always would I do that. Would I choose that? I would like to mix it up with getting in. So like, if neither one is going to kill, and I have resource and health advantage, maybe I do want to jump in with fish. You know, fish and then jump in and do something, right? To kind of try to get a mix-up in to get the last pixel of health. Yeah, I guess it really depends. But I guess and it also depends on the character, right? I would never do that against... I would never 2K2D Mikhail Sword, give myself space against Happy Chaos, against Faust, or any character that really dominates Dizzy when she's at full screen. Against Axel, right? I will always go in. Which I guess, you know, I don't think that's a hot take at all. Zeep. I think that's pretty justifiable. There you go. Yeah. For me, though, I think I lean into Okizeme maybe a little bit too hard. Uh-oh, do you have any matches? Zorn? How do I... Replays. Yeah, this is a replay theater. I think I lean into Okizeme a little bit too hard compared to other players. That's just me and my old man bones, I think, because I played a lot of Plus R and Xrd back in the day. Check quickly through it. Alright, try again. Maybe I have to follow you. Are replay reviews closed? Nope, they're still open. I'm just going on to my next one, which is Zornhut. Oopsies. But maybe we don't have any videos. So if I hit replay. Oh no. All right, maybe next time. Okay, you gotta play some ranked matches. We'll go on to the next person, but if we play some ranked matches right now and I'll go review them at the end of the stream. Paquet says, "Oh, can I be next for VOD?" Yeah, I do have a list here. Give me 1 sec here. I better close this. There we go. I have a list here. Zornhut, Halon is next, and then Spinda. So we can put your name in. I don't know if I have time for reviewing all the players. I actually have to get to work in about an hour, so. But I do have a Discord here. I feel like this is a new thing that I'm doing. And I said at the beginning, if this is a success, whether you guys enjoy this or I enjoy doing this or whatever, I'll do it again. So I think this is good enough for me to like do it again. So if I don't go through everyone today, we can do this again tomorrow. Yeah. So I can put your name down, Paquette. But check out the Discord. For now, I'm gonna go through Halon and then Spinda. And if Zorn has any matches, we'll do that too. But I'll put your name down here too if you want. Yeah, resetting the name, I've done that. So right now, I think nothing number. If it's okay, my game is Duckies. Okay. I'll just write down your guys' name. Nothing number. Duckies. And then pack QT. Alright, let's take a look at Halon. So, Halon. Oh, that's a big code. How do you search by player code? Let's see here. I think Spinda's on the list here too, right? What region do you play in? I play in East Coast, but I'm actually a West Coast person. Let's type in Halon. That's gotta be you, right? Oh, here we go. Halon and Vanquisher, but 1200 Vanquisher. Okay, this would be interesting. Sure, 1200 DR. Around that area. Actually, let's say 1300 DR. 1200 to 1300 DR. Okay, this would be interesting. I'm gonna add some names on the list here too, so we can keep track. Spinda's on the list. Yeah, we got them. All right, let's just do this. I'm spending too much time dilly-dallying. Oh my god, I pushed a button. My computer, exit that. Okay, so let me see if there's anything that they don't want me to look at. How long? Any Asuka and Alpha Valentine matches with you. Okay, so let's watch an Alpha one. Start off with this one here. July 29th, very recent. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so we have Halon versus a Alfelt. Maybe I keep a channel on Discord to keep track of names, review. Yeah, lots of Asuka and Alpha to choose from. Okay, so what do we do here? I would have liked to say a burst would have been nice there, but that goes against my my idea of how to use burst against Alphalt. And it was pretty late in the round, right? I like the idea of using burst gauge for deflect shield against Alphalt. Okay, nice. Uh-oh. The Admiral, hey? Okay, we're seeing more Alphalt pressure than anything. Hard to kind of make an assessment of the Dizzy gameplay. Uh-oh. Okay. Perhaps there's just a lot of matchup inexperience involved in this, but we'll see if Hallen makes any changes here. Let's pay attention to what Hallen does on round start. Alright. Alright, okay. Yo, Melon Bread, how's it going? What's up? So that's the first match. Admiral's Alphalt won that one. This is lower Vanquisher. 1200 to 1300. Nice. Nice change. Didn't do much with it, but that's because there's a burst there, I would assume. Burst gone for both players. Yeah, it's hard to actually deal with that projectile, I find. Especially because it breaks halfway. And if you want to deflect it, sometimes you kind of get it when it phases out. Or rather, you don't get it because it phases out. Marcy, okay. So what do we do with this knockdown? Okay, fish. What's our pressure? Now we can actually start seeing some dizzy things. Okay, sweep. Supercharged dust. Alright, nice tick throw. What do we do? Green kill. Yeah, there we go. I'm not seeing... Maybe I'll watch another... maybe a non-alpha match. I want... As requested, we'll watch Alphalt versus Asuka. Oh, sorry, Alphalt versus Dizzy, and then Asuka versus Dizzy. And then we'll watch another character. Just so that... In case some... Yeah, we're just... It's hard to kind of make an analysis off of just a small sample size, you know? Nice. Okay, what do we do here? Yeah, so that's good. We're just being apprehensive, being very mindful and conscientious about the burst. I like that. I think I might reach... Yeah. Supercharge 6H OTG. Yeah, I've been doing that. I like doing that too. Okay, grab. What's the pressure? Oh, okay. How often do we do that? How often? What do we do here? Nice attempt at the air dash back JH. Big con. Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, nice throw attempt. Okay. By the way, guys, be nice. These players have offered their matches for review, and they have a willingness and the courage to allow us to give just reviewing and couching, you know. So don't be mean. Let me see if there's any notes. Yeah, this is so hard. Yeah, let me see if there's any notes that they want me to take a look at specifically. I think the only things that I'm going off on are take a look at the Asuka and Alphalt matches. Okay. Let's take a look at the last one now. Yeah, they've done well to adjust. Okay, here we go. No, nothing mean to say about that match. Exactly. They've done well to adjust. I just want to make sure I let people know to not be mean. Alright, here we go. I mean, the Alpha is doing a good job looping their pressure and doing the right thing about using the Gucci belt super to break the wall. All right, round start. What do we do? Air dash back JH, good. Complete the combo. Ice field will pop. No, it won't. Double ice spike. Let's go. Yeah, I see Halon being very apprehensive with the conversions due to the fact that there's burst there. But I also noticed that Halon probably realized that from the first 2 matches. And is just going for big combos off a good hit, right? There's a burst. Oh my goodness. I think a 5K would have picked up there. Okay, here we go. I like that they are going to taking advantage of the freeze. That might catch us. Oh, that's gonna catch. Admiral being mindful of the wire C, I believe. Okay, and this should kill. Alright, good job. Good adjustments. I'm not gonna lie, I thought from the first match things will go very, very poorly, but Halon seemed to have squeezed out that victory. What changes have we made? Being more aggressive, using the burst a little bit more. I don't know if I'm just tired, but I'm not too sure what else to say about that. Certainly not a big enough sample size for us to make any make any really good calls or critiques. Nice reversal call out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, same. I thought they were dead in the water the first round. Yeah, it didn't look very confident, but good to see adjustments be made. Halon plays Admiral again up here. But you know what? Let's take a look at this must be a set, right? Yeah, let's take a look at this 3 set here against Asuka, and then we'll take a look at another match. Yeah, Asuka is so hard to fight. I agree with you there, Gwen. Hi, Eden. Hope you're doing well. And also Green Thunder. Hope you're doing well. Spinda, what's up? Alright. There we go. Ice Spike, Ice Field. Going for the sliding Heavy McHale sword. Just trying to catch Asuka here. Maybe casting spells. Doing fine. And you nice to catch your stream again? Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. Alright, yeah. Mana's up. Defensive mode on for Dizzy. Nice catch. Let's do something with it. No. Let's go. Oh no! Alright, advice number 1. Let's learn a fully charged dust combo. If we're gonna be doing it, we need a good one. And I say that also for myself. I need to learn one. But real talk though, we probably shouldn't be doing a fully charged dust. If it works, we got to make sure we capitalize off it. And yeah, we generally speaking, we do not want to be using a whole lot. I think that's, but you know, that's not my advice specifically for Halon, because I'm sure that was just like that was a one-off. Is that a true safe jump? I guess it is against Dizzy. Okay, let's go. What are we gonna do off this grab? He's got a burst. Ooh. Okay, okay. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look very good in terms of the life and the round lead, but if I were to offer one piece of advice, I think. Oh, you know what? I kind of get you. I was gonna say at the last little bit there where we were baiting out the burst. Um, just go for the combo because them bursting that round is a win in itself because they won't have it next round. But I guess we also had the life deficit. Like one good hit would kill us basically, right? So calling out a burst like that and then killing him that round to make it even, I kind of agree with. I was gonna critique that, but I get where that's coming from. Advice and couching, not coaching. No, we're couching here. We're heavy couching. Coaching? I don't give up free coaching. I give up free couching. Nah, someone pointed out that spelling error and I just went with it. Spider, how's it going? What's up? Doing good. Currently relaxing a bit. Then a solid stream. Figured I might learn some more and help me. What? Yeah, I'm learning some here too, actually. I love free couching. You guys can freely sit on your couch and watch this stream. All right, next match. So we won that. Oh no, we lost that one. We lost that one. Again, Halon is a Vanquisher player from 1200 to 1300. I sit around 16, 1700. So we can both kind of learn off each other. Both Vanquishers. I wonder what we're doing there. I think right now, though, it should be go time. If you see that the shields are low, we want to kind of go in. Shields low, spells down. I feel like we wanna go in and like that medium ice spike actually is there to kind of stop the opponent from approaching, but we want to be the ones approaching. Okay, what do we do here? Let's see something good. Okay, just do big damage. Ouch. Good throw. Okay, this setup needs to be good. What are we doing? Let's go. Oh, oh yeah, it kind of works. Okay, good. All right. I need to pay attention to what we do on knockdowns and throws. I think we might need to work on them. Not much you can do here. You gotta kind of wait out the storm. He's got no spells and no mana. Okay. Nice catch. No. Bursts off the table. Alright. Got locked into something. Had to pierce to get out. Oh my god, that was very, very bold. I think that may have been an input error by Siphon. But it worked. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. He tight. So, take the moment of the wall break to just glance at the opponent's resources and spells. We got 2 projectiles on. There was 3. Burst, throw in the corner. Okay, the setup's gotta be good. Let's fish into... is that a fully charged dust? I think we might need to clean that up from our gameplay. Although, I mean, it did lead to this though eventually, and then we can. So what are we gonna do here? How are we gonna challenge this neutral? We got burst, nice. Ice spike again. Okay, I think we got lucky there. I At a higher level, I can't tell you exactly why, but full screen ice spike a lot. Like the Oscar players seem to be very conscientious about it. Um, and winning like that, like it's hard to win like that consistently against higher level Oscars. But if they're if they walk into it, then that's good, right? Let me write some stuff down actually. I kind of got into like just watching mode and not reviewing mode. So let's work on throw setups. I think that's the biggest thing, to be honest. I'll start paying attention to more things. It's hard to kind of comment on neutral when you're playing against Asuka. But yeah, let's see what you guys say. Argali says, my advice from a hit like that would be to set up the mix, go into a TOD with the RC in the corner. Okay, yeah. I do vaguely remember RC conversions. I think we saw a conversion where we just straight up did a heavy McKill sword and sent him to the other side. But when you're playing against a character like Asuka, you kind of want to keep him close and do more, keep him close. Don't give him space to breathe. Mix him up. Apply pressure. If you send him full screen away, even if it's at a sort of advantage, like you get a full screen hard knockdown, I still think that's less effective than just keeping them close and setting up a fish to do a good mix up. So RC conversions into Okizeme, especially versus characters who need space/time to breathe, such as Asuka. Charge dust, yeah. I mean, okay, so charge dust. I don't want to critique this too hard, right? But this just falls into my mentality and my philosophy of you got to make sure that we have things that will work against high level players and also lower level players. Yes, fully charged us will carry you pretty far in the lower ranks. But if you are wanting to get better and you want to become like a strong player, you want to kind of eliminate these 30 plus frame mix-ups that are high that are high reward, right? Because for the most part, higher level players will block it, and that basically eliminates that particular thing you like to do, right? If it's something that wins you games and it's like your win condition at lower ranks, at higher ranks, like it gets sealed. You don't want to lean into it too hard. Not saying that Halon does it a whole lot. In fact, I don't know if Halon does it a whole lot. We have a really small sample size, but kind of let it be advice for everyone out there. You want to make sure things work against, in general speaking, lower level and also higher level players, or at least that's what I've been taught by successful teachers, successful coaches. Like my really good friend Taya, for example, will always drill that into me, right? And he was like the best Milia in Canada for the longest time. He created Milia Blocker, right? That guy. But when I was growing as a fighting game player, there was two things that he would tell me. It was that, right? Clean up anything that any mix-ups that only work on lower level players. Try not to do them. Like if you do them, make sure that you kill them, right? Make sure that fully charged dust combo is you're fully maximizing on it, right? But you want to do that less because as you get better, as you become stronger, and as you play against harder level players, then it's not going to work anymore. I forget. I played against a Viking player earlier in Strive that struggled to get stronger, and one of their they were a good Viking player. I think back in the day in rating update they were like 1900, but then they couldn't push past 2000. One of the things in the repertoire was a fully charged dust combo, and I often wonder if because they've kind of leaned into that whole lot, that's why they couldn't break out of like the 1900 DR at the time, or MMR. Um, and yeah, I'm not too sure where they are right now, but they're still strong, I think. So that's one piece of advice. So general advice, again, try to eliminate like things that just work on low level players. Try to add in things that work on all level players, low and high. That's what Taya taught me. Taya also taught me, if you're losing, ask yourself why. You know, and I know it's a meme where people say just don't get hit, but I mean, like, that's like the derivative of everything, right? Don't get hit. How do you not get hit? I got, like, let's say you got hit in a match and you're getting hit consistently in a match. You want to make a mental note and try to rewind why you got hit and why that led into a loss, right? If you getting hit led to a loss and it was from that particular hit and it's a consistent hit, we got to figure out how to minimize that. These are very general pieces of advice, by the way, and not really specifically for Halon, but for everyone, for even myself. All right, so the last match. Yeah, so Galia says, against a lot of characters, I'd rather keep them locked down rather than guessing and letting them play neutral. Dizzy has the ability to do that somewhat. Okay, so Zorn says I got some done. Okay, I will watch this last one and then we'll take a look at the other matches. But how do we know what works in lower ranks as a low rank? How do you know if it works in lower ranks? I guess that's a good question. That's actually a really good question. How do you know what works and what doesn't work? I guess you would need an understanding of, like, of system mechanics, or not, maybe not that, but like, I guess that does entail you understanding, like, fighting game philosophy, I suppose. Like what's supposed to work, what's not supposed to work. You know, not philosophy, but I guess fighting game science. What's a mix-up that will open up most characters, and what's a mix-up that won't, right? Like, so I would do, for example, I would limit my mix-ups to be at most 20 frame overheads, right? Anything above a 20 frame overhead, like if we're playing Xrd, actually it's an 18 frame overhead. I would say if it's an 18, if it's a 20 frame overhead in Xrd, I wouldn't do it. I would only stick with 18 frame overheads. I think in Guilty Gear Strive, for some reason, we're not blocking 20 frame overheads even at high level, like at Evo level, top 8. So we're okay doing just a tap dust. I think that's our benchmark. So if you're doing any mix-ups and they're working that are above 20 frames and you're just doing it all the time and it's beating up all these players in your little area, you want to clean that up. You want to kind of try to concentrate your good mix-ups into like 20 or less frame overheads, for example. Anything above that, I mean, you can still have it. You can still do it because not everyone is going to be a reaction god, right? You are allowed to have like slower mix-ups, for example, if you can leverage other things. Like, can I like, you gotta like over flood their mental stack, right? Now a 30 frame mix-up will work, for example, but a good starting point is just relying on your 20 frame, like, compact punches. Like, you're just like, instead of doing wide swings all the time, which you can like knock someone out with a wide haymaker, right? Bam, bam, bam. Especially at a bar, lower ranked fight scene, right? Lower ranked fighting environment. Haymaker, Superman punch, right? Windmill kick. It'll work. But when you're fighting against, like, you know, an actual trained fighter or boxer, you want to keep things compact, right? You want to, like, your jab's got to be from here to here. Your straight's got to be like really compact and concise, right? Because they'll block this, they'll block that, but they'll probably block this too. But this is, you're playing the meta, right? You're you know, you're keeping it, you know, they're less likely to block this than they are to block that. You know what I mean? If you set it up. But this is also okay, you know. If you set up this a whole lot, right? Big haymakers are okay every once in a while. They'll catch people off guard. But I think it's a good idea to kind of keep your fundamentals solid and do what works. Anyway, yeah. So next match. Again, not advice directly to Halon, by the way. Just because you guys asked. Oh, okay, yeah. What are we gonna do here? So, punishing with the grab. I do that a lot too. That's called a Chicago punish. We could do more with it, but I mean, we may have just panicked. So I think we need to work on our, just our setups, throw setups. Maybe add a few more things, speed things up a little bit. Okay. You know, I don't know how plus or negative that non-card spell is. I should look that up. Slow moves are fine, but they shouldn't be your main. Yeah, main tool. Exactly. Yeah. I guess if you want to put it in the context of Dizzy, and don't always do 2D, don't always do 5H in neutral. Mix it up with some shorter compact buttons like 5K or 2S. See a knockdown. Okay, like it. Love it. A little bit apprehensive with that that fish. Okay, no spells. Oh. I get hit by that a lot. Even though I stare it right in the eye. I look at the card, I'm like, it's gonna come. But I get hit by it. So essentially, don't use slow moves to open up with... Yeah, I wouldn't always say don't use them. Use them sparingly. I don't like to tell people not to do certain things if they're working for them. I rather tell people to like kind of work around them. Use them. Like if you really like fully charged dust, there are ways to kind of sneak it in. And I'll show you guys a really nice way. The siphon adjusted like crazy. Yes. All right, I'll be quick here. So for Dizzy, I would say a very applicable way to use fully charged dust is if you combined it with Ice Field, right? So this is, I don't do it. I don't do this, but on theory, it's actually not a bad idea. Like from here, you can do like a 30 from overhead from that distance. I think that's a good time to use it, especially if you're like fish, kind of behind you, and then make sure you have a combo right. The most important thing about doing these high reward reactable options is to make sure that your payoff is good too, right? So if you get a situation like this, people aren't expecting an overhead when you're at this range, right? So that's when I'd say, okay, I'd accept this. I think this is acceptable. It's on the borderline of being acceptable and not, you know? All right, let's talk about the matches that we saw Halon do. So I've noticed a lot of throw setups that weren't exactly too tight, that didn't really hit on meaty. So I think we want to just add a little bit more to that. I'd say maybe do what Argalia is doing for now, if you want. This is what I would do anyway. If I saw me doing all that, I'm like, oh man, what do I need to improve? I think Argalia's stuff is really good. So after a throw, dash up K-Fish, for example, 2k or even 2p. And then play around with this. Do the solid snake. Hit him with the 6H, the solid snake. Summon a fish, and you are -1 here, right? But a lot of people are inclined to push buttons. Right? Right? But then if they don't know the matchup very well and they try to mash against you, they're gonna get hit by that fish, and then you can press your advantage there. Our galley uses to great effect in tournament. Of course, don't always do this. You are sort of giving up your turn. But I think the opener, though, is good. I like this. I think this is a really good way to open up pressure. Right. It doesn't have to be the fish. It can also be Wings of Light, and then you get a +8 situation to do a strike throw. I messed up there. Yeah, just make sure to stay out of throw range when you do this. Right. This opens up a lot of options, and also it gives you an opportunity to do a throw right after a throw. Basically, throw looping them. People are expecting, more often than not, they're expecting that fish to bite. So then you use the opportunity to throw them, right? So you're messing up with their mental stack, right? They're thinking about too many things. They're thinking about the strike, so then you go for their throw. So I think if we add kind of solid stuff like this, then we don't have to kind of rely on like a dash ups, a dust sort of thing. If we're gonna be doing a dust though, careful not to do it in this case, because there's a pretty big gap between fish and them waking up, right? So they can like avoid it right off the bat. They can even mash out, right? I can buy 5k out of this. Minarat, how's it going? How do we get the fish behind them? So of course I go back kick and then heavy when you're close enough. Yo, Karen, thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. 2.5 years old. That's right. So it's corsical back kick and then heavy to get the fish behind them or farther away from yourself. So you can do that for a bit. You can do it in a way that it gets behind them. But the point is, it just spawns farther away. So if you are close enough, it does appear behind them. So I think that's what I would. If there's any like, it doesn't have to be that thing. It doesn't have to be that particular setup. But I think we need to clean up our throw, or mid screen, or even corner throw setups. Now, if we wanted to go for a high, like a high-low, doing this instead might be, well, certainly it's going to be quicker than a fully charged dust. But this is like an old man type of setup, you know. Someone mentioned on Twitter about geezer mix-ups, geezer 50-50s. This is kind of a geezer 50-50 because it's, you know, it's an air dash back JH. It is 18 frames, so technically, if you do it low enough, it is faster than a fully charged dust, or even just a regular dust. But there's this option too, which is, in fact, a safe jump. So I'm gonna do Dizzy Super. Dizzy Super is not a 9-frame super, but I promise you, if you do it low enough, it does safe jump against 9-frame reversals. So you can do that, and then you can do this new thing that me and our galley are trying out, which is, you know, the mix up here would be, so that's a high. The mix up would be the low 2D, which can actually be converted into a pretty solid combo. Now this low 2D is meaty, but it is backdashable, so it's something that we're kind of working on, right? So just be careful. The load that I've always been doing is just 2K 2K fire spear. That works too. Yeah, it's fine. Jeremy says I can't math. No, yeah. Pekatik says it's fine for a 2.5-year-old. That's true. We'll accept it. We'll accept the math for a 2.5-year-old. Okay, real quick here. Really quick here. RC conversions, Okizeme, we talked about that, and then we just talked about the charge test. So, I mean, I don't have too much advice. I'm really just nitpicking here. And, yeah. But I think just keep doing what you're doing. I think we just need to clean up some stuff. The RC conversion routing and the setups after a throw. If you want me to go into more detail, just let me know on Discord or just talk here. It's fine. Okay, so next one, let's just go ahead and quickly check out Zornhut. Sinkise logged in. True. Alright. Zornhut very graciously provided some matches. Oh my goodness. New keyboard. It's a Bluetooth keyboard. It's small. I got this new keyboard from in Walmart for my other PC because I don't have that much desk space, but it's so small. Alright, here we go. Well, what would you say your ranking is there, Zornhut? We're gonna say your I guess we'll find out here. Let's take a look at your versus Ramathel against is this a bronze player? Can't tell. Alright, let's check it out. Pretty sure I'll drop gold 3 or something. The game with Oscar was good. Alpha just spam projectiles. Okay, let's take a look. Silver Ram. Alright. Let's see what we can make out here. Uh-oh. I think that's muscle memory, right? I want to see a 2K2D fire spear. Especially with ice field out. Nice assist from the fish. That's always an accident. Oh gosh. This poor Ram. Zornhut knows how to B or C forward on neutral wall break. Oh. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty rusty and jumped into ranks without warming up. Okay, gotcha. Excuse me. 2D into Mikhail Sword. Can't really get a whole lot out of it, so I like the idea of summoning. Alright, so I'll do live advice. I will be just because I'm low on time. First thing, and this is just gonna be an artifact of needing to warm up, but is we're seeing a lot of little tiny drops, micro drops that can have huge consequences down the road. But I'm sure you'll fix that up. Like 2K2D into Fire Spear when you're up close, especially with when you have Ice Field out, you want to press that advantage. Uh-oh. That's gonna hit us. That's okay. But yeah. Also, Zornhut hasn't played in 2 weeks, so I'm sure that will just get ironed out. A lot of the things actually in like the lower ranks, like silver and gold, will just get ironed out the more you play. Like 2K, the 2K right there would have naturally canceled into 2D, but that will... I don't think I need to tell you to fix that because you will fix that. Nice. And also, you kind of just played a bunch of matches for me to review, so no worries. Uh-oh. I like that. Check the Oscar games. Man, we're watching a lot of Oscar games. The funny thing is, I have no idea how Oscar really plays. Like, I have an idea. I have a very vague idea, but... Alright. Windscreen wipers are hella minus. You should punish if you see them. You know what? That's a good point, Whooper Wednesday. Because I don't punish him as hard as I should. Alright. There it is. Do we burst that either? Or do we... Oh, it doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, oh yeah, like right there. Just saw it twice. Again, it could be just an artifact of needing to warm up. But I want to see that 2KTD Fire Spear, 2KTD Chestnuts when Ice Spike, when Ice Field is out. Nice. Okay, there you go. I mean, Oscar, so I could advise. Like you can give the couching. All right. Good. I need couching against Oscar. Nice coverage. All right, here we go. Get him. Play everyone for the sake of the game. I want to go couching at Oscar's place in the moon. But it's gonna be like less gravity up there. Unless he has his gravity staff, right? Is couching on the moon less comfortable than couching on Earth? Alright, we'll take a look at the Oscar. Looks like weird. The game's got broken up. So this is Silver Zorn Hut versus or I don't know what ranks Zorn Hut will be, but against a Silver Oscar. Alright, let's take a look. Yo, Huntress, how's it going? What's up? We're doing some match reviews. Quite often on my stream, people ask me, "Hey, what do I need to do to get better?" And they don't really give me a whole lot to go off on, other than the ranking and just the question. So today we're going through some matches, and then I can actually give some concrete advice. Although, you know, we're gonna be nice here too. A lot of these people, they've you know, they're being brave. You know, they have the willingness to be vulnerable here, so I gotta respect that. But yeah, Hunters, hope you're doing well. Work, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. I probably should have taken a break. I'm yapping a little bit much. But yeah, I know we're having a good time. We might do this again. Actually, no, I think I will do this again. Just do some match reviewing. But let me focus on this here. Nice BRC forward. I'm working too. I'm working to give advice here. The coaching, couching. But sort of speed running this just because I'm running out of time. Alright, what do we do? Round start. Jump, okay. I think the biggest thing here for your Zorn Hut, and again, this is just very, very basic general things. We really don't know what your rank is at exactly until you do your placement matches. But, you know, I think the execution and, like, you know, the routing of combos, that sort of thing, just needs to get cleaned up a little bit. But honestly, that will just get fixed over time. I'd say play more and that will get fixed. That doesn't combo, by the way. So whenever you combo from like a nice spike, save your RC. Better to use better use your meter other ways. Alright, let's see. Nice. There you go. Round start 2H. I like that route. Don't need to do anything too special with that. 5k pickup would be nice there. Nice. Big swing. Ice Spike here would pick up. In case you didn't know, yeah, you want to, if you get them with like an anti-air heavy McHale sword counter hit, throw out an Ice Spike, you can convert your combo. Unless you want to just maintain full screen pressure. There we go. Nice. Good job. Yeah, Whooper Wednesday says, I think 2H is really risky versus Oscar. It's a fast spell would beat it. Actually, I've got a question for you, Whooper Wednesday. What would you think would be a very safe thing for Dizzy to do against Oscar round start? When they have the big orange ball card, you know, the guard crush card in their deck, plus maybe a projectile. I've seen players instant air dash back JS, and I wonder if it's good. Like, I should just check it out myself, but I wonder if that would be an option to avoid any round start spells and also kind of be somewhat safe. The big fireball is no go. Okay. All right. Zorna, we'll watch one last one. Yeah, the big fireball. I just kind of assume he's gonna have extended turns when I see the big fireball. Instant air dash back block, V or block. Okay. All right, let's take a look. You know what? I'm just gonna do this here. I don't think I'm gonna rewind it. That's a. I like that. That was good. We gotta break the wall though. That's okay. Again, I think I'm in like over critiquing mode right now because I'm trying to do this as we watch it. Okay. Got 3 big. Wow, those are 3 big purple skills. Oh my goodness. Okay. If the ball walk back loses to sweep only. Okay, you can walk back and sweep it. Okay, yeah. Nice try on that. I like the attempt. Oh. Nice. I'm seeing that you're putting things together. Nice. Okay. Yeah. The building blocks are there. We just have to play more, and then they'll all set. You know, you have the pieces to make things work. Like, I'm seeing things that top level players do, but it's just muscle memory, right? You gotta play more. That's my only couching advice. If you're seeking it. But thank you so much for even just offering things to watch, things to review. All right. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Far slash. Does this catch him? Maybe. I think it's too far. Oh, wait, what? Did it catch him or did the Oscar just walk forward? Alright. That said, backwards as he loses with no sweeps. Okay. If you block it, would it say? Oh, okay, I see. Okay. It's 10:40 right now. I didn't get a chance to watch everybody. I gotta get to work, actually. Huntress reminded me that I also have to work. So, you know what? Why don't we do this again tomorrow? Let me just complete my thoughts on Zornhut. And we'll take a look at Spinda, Nothing Number, and Paquette tomorrow. I'll try to stream a little earlier, and then we'll try to get some matches in. Let me complete this thought, then I'll do a little bit of labbing and show you guys what I want to be doing, and then we'll go from there. But the biggest thing, the FTW, is that, yo, Spider Tank, thank you so much for the follow, really appreciate it. You're doing the right thing. You're doing good. You're doing good. I can see, like, you're doing the right thing, right? BRC forward on a neutral wall break. Maybe it's not always right, but you're doing it. Fully charged 6H into Wings of Light, run up grab. That stuff works. But, you know, I can tell that you haven't played in a long time. And you just need to play more, basically. I think that's the biggest thing. I'll try to get some proper matches in for review. Yeah, for sure. Right now, I have 3 names here. It's going to be Spinda, Nothing Number, and then Pekatik. If you guys join the Discord, I'm going to put a link in the bottom here. Let me know. There's like a specific subsection for Strive Dizzy. You can put your name down and I'll go over stuff. And then we'll do it again tomorrow. I had a lot of fun doing this, actually. Although I should take a break. I should take a break and reset my mind, right? So I think you're doing good here, Zornhut. Gotta play more matches to up that execution. The only specifically, I think with Icefield out. With Icefield out. Apply pressure, or can apply pressure with 2K 2D into Fire Spear. I've just noticed that you did 2K 2D and then you jumped or did something else, right? But you can maintain forward pressure by doing this. It's not perfect, but it's one of the things that she excels at. It was no major mistakes. Yeah. Just keep doing your thing. Honestly, again, I can see what you're working with, and what you're working with is like strong stuff, right? We just got to see it more. Execution needs to go up a little bit so we can. You know, I'd be excited to see what you look like in a month from now if you play a whole bunch, when everything starts coming together. But yeah, applying pressure with Icefield. Again, this could just be an execution thing right now, right? Your muscle memory, you know, you might be struggling with muscle memory at the moment. All right, one last thing here. I'm assuming the review queue is really long. Right now, it's only 3 players. I may have forgotten a player. If I had, just let me know. But right now, I have Spinda, Nothing Number, and Pekatik. Did you say you wanted for me to review? Let me read some of this chat real quick. I think that's everybody for now. And then anyone else on Discord. So one kind of cool thing that I've noticed Daichi do, I want to do this too. Is set up a K fish and then an PS fish here. And on hit, on like a 2K hit, the P fish at that distance picks up the opponent. Right? So it's something like this. So K-Fish to kind of push him back and also apply Okizeme. There you go. That's the distance that I want. So the knockdown has to be like a little bit farther away. Like maybe here. Maybe a little bit closer. But I'm gonna play around with this more. There it is. Try to get into this, or try to find a situation where this is more consistent, right? Because I love the idea of ending pressure with Fire Spear. This is plus 8 on block. But if it's convertible without meter on hit, that's really cool too. Then we can start mixing in strike throws. Point blank to cage fish into PS is fairly consistent on 2K2D. I want to actually push him away from me. I wonder. So up close, maybe not so much. Yeah, the fish hits a little bit too soon, but I want to space it out so that it hits just a little bit later. There we go. Like that. I was thinking about maybe we can get that with floating ice spike freeze. Maybe 2K2D. Just a regular K fish. Push him back. It's not going to be that consistent, is it? Not quite. Not exactly what I want. Anyway, we'll work on this. It'd have to be like a little bit farther away. Maybe a little farther away, then I'll do KH fish. Oh no, not quite. Anyway, just something that we're working on. Wait. Remember that you need to go to work? Yeah, it's true. Don't get too absorbed. Yeah, I'm getting a little absorbed in it. Hold on, let me try one more thing. Let's do PS fish here. Okay, not quite. Not quite. Okay, so it needs to be a little farther away. How about K-fish? And then... Anyway, I'll think about this. We'll practice it. Maybe I'll come up with something that's more consistent, but just something that we're working on. Anyway, let's go ahead and rate someone. I do have to get to work. I gotta go. Just one more. That's right. Yeah. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Oopsies. Twitch. Oh no, we'll never play ranked again. You gotta play ranked so we can see your ranking, and then we can be like, this. Look at this iron player, this bronze. I'm joking. All right. Rating again. The local celebrity. All right. I gotta go. You guys have a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Is what I'd like to say. If something happens, I won't be in tomorrow. Like if I get in a car crash. I'm joking. That won't happen. Hopefully, definitely hope not. But if some, yeah, I'll. It's most likely gonna be a stream tomorrow. But again, like if something happens, obviously I won't be here. But I will try to make it down as we will review more matches and get some games in. But anyway, you guys have a good day, and I'll see y'all next time. All right, take care, everybody.